The unsung heroes in this game are usually found along the offensive line. It's an area of the CFL heavily populated by Canadians. And who better to tell the story than a member of the alumni? Former Winnipeg Blue Bomber center John Bonk knows exactly what life is like in the trenches.
Offensive linemen don't get much of the glory for the work they do protecting the quarterback and opening holes for the running game. Here in Winnipeg, the offensive line made up of Chris Walby, David Black, Lyle Bauer, Nick Bastaya, and Bob Molly have had the fewest quarterback sacks in the CFL. They've also opened up gaping holes for the #1 rusher in the CFL, Willard Reeves. For these guys, known to many in Winnipeg as the White Horses, it's enough to be recognized by their peers.
If we don't get the run blocking, Willard's not going to be able to get his yards, and if we don't get the pass blocking, we're not going to be able to move the ball in the air by throwing it to the various receivers we have. So they're a vital cog in the offense, and you have to have every area of the offense, the offensive line, the backs, the receivers. You have to have every area playing well in order to have a successful team.
All the credit goes to the offensive line. You know, it's those guys who's blocking up front that's going to get you through the hole and everything and get you to that secondary so you can make a couple of moves and maybe go by them.
Winnipeg's offensive line has played well when you consider the fact that 3 of its members are in positions that they have not played before.
We've got David Black, who, because of an injury early in the season, had to move to offensive tackle, left tackle. And then Lyle Bauer moved from the right guard position to center, and then Bob Molly moved from the defensive side of the ball to offense.
I think the other players playing with me have made the adjustment just to playing with a new player on there, and they've had to adjust to me, and plus for me personally, some adjustment, basically patience, and it's working out well. You know, as you play along with it, makes you a more cohesive a group.
Having the experience of all-star tackle Chris Walby and Shenley Award winner Nick Bastaya has helped develop the younger players along the offensive line.
I guess you could say after so many years in the league, there's not too much in the way of defensive systems or sets or blitzing schemes that are going to, you know, I've seen pretty well all of them, and they're not going to give me too much trouble. Blocking them, identifying them is one thing, of course, and blocking them is another, but I try to be, I guess, I try to be consistent in my play, and I try to be a steadying influence with some of the younger players who sometimes might have a tendency to get excited if things aren't quite going your way.
Well, the thing about Nick that I like is being around so long that, you know, it makes it easier for me because he always knows what he's going to do, and we work well together. We call dummy calls, which really screws up the defense a lot, and we're getting to the point where we know what each other is going to be all the time, which makes it nice.
I think we're a real fun group when we get to mix up the plays and run the ball a little bit. We got a great back, and when Tom Clements calls the plays right, and we get to tee off on some of those guys instead of always dropping back and letting them pin their ears back and rushing us. So, you know, there's a lot of things, and we're having lots of fun.
I hear that you call some of the plays in the huddle for Tommy. Is that true?
I call a few, and the play selection's been fantastic, I might add. So I think I'll be reincarnated into another Tom Clements or somebody high paid.